All right, so check this out. So, I'm glad Bud is making his rounds. Bud is appearing on different media outlets, and he earned it. He gave us the fight that everybody demanded or tried to say that he was running from, which is absolutely false. It was just a fake narrative that a lot of dudes, a lot of fake content creators put up. Primarily dudes with bald heads. I don't know what's up with that stuff, but who was just putting out a bunch of propaganda, and people still continuing to lie. Lying about that Terence Crawford, I'm saying, pulled out of negotiations for a fight that was supposed to take place in November, which it was all debunked, that there was no contract ever sent. And then I heard Errol Spence hired a new management team, and of course people just took quotes and ran with it and just interpreted that anything Errol Spence posted about what was going on with him internally was directed towards Terence Crawford. You just had people putting out fake video when he put out he felt like he got played. He wasn't talking about Terence Crawford. He was talking about who. But at the end of the day, you had people that wanted to run a smear campaign against Terence Crawford. And like I said, this is why you should never take these dudes seriously. And this is why people don't pay attention to these dudes that be calling themselves pro-black, militant, pan-African, or whatever the terminology is, because they not. Because if they was, they wouldn't have had these personal attacks and running these smear campaigns against Terence Crawford. But like I said, you don't have to say these dudes' names. You know who they are, and ain't nobody worried about these followers of these dudes coming on here, trying to pop off at the mouth. Just like I had some goofball talking about I was hiding behind a computer, and what I'm saying, scared to show my face, and then right in the middle of the stream I showed my face. And then the dude looked like an idiot. So, don't come at me like that. And once again, to the Errol Spence Buck Boys or the Errol Sexuals, this continue. Terence Crawford is on the island of his own. He on the Mount Rushmore, or a solo spot. He got the solo spot on Mount, and he deserves it. Terence Crawford to just all type of stuff, saying the dude cheated, he was on PEDs and all this kind of stuff. Just reaching, just not being men. And the sad part about it is some of you dudes are fathers. And that's the sad part about it. I'm just curious, like, why do you even follow these type of dudes? That's the sad part about it. Now, the interview itself, my own personal opinion, I really wish they would have just kept it boxing. If you wanted to have a separate interview and you wanted to talk about that stuff, then, that would have been fine. But, it's one of those interviews where they try to blindside you. And I give Terence Crawford credit. He was well prepared. He probably was like, "Hey, man, I thought we supposed to be talking about boxing and stuff. How did this, trickle over to talking about my personal life and how I grew up and all that stuff? What type of father that I am? Career to some tragic story of growing up young and black in the city. So they got to turn something into inner city blues, which they didn't have to. And that's what I didn't like about the interview. So now you're going to have these people that never heard of Terence Crawford that's going to be trying to do these backdrop stories on YouTube and stuff that probably didn't even know who the dude was. And then they're going to act like they just know so much about Terence Crawford. You know how that is. I call that culture vulture stuff. Like all of a sudden you had dudes from the UK doing documentaries and stuff about King Von and all that stuff, and they never been in the States in their life, but then they supposed to know so much about King Von. That's what you, for real, that's what you call culture vulture stuff. And probably didn't even listen to none of his music. But now that's what's going to happen with Terence Crawford. You're going to see people trying to do these novelty, paperback, unauthorized videos on Terence Crawford. And then when you look at their channel, you're going to be like, this ain't even a boxing channel. So I didn't like that about the interview. I just felt they should have continued to talk about boxing. They could have briefly mentioned his children, but then they had to bring up the situation with his mother and all this kind of stuff. I just felt they should have left that alone. I feel like that wasn't necessary. I felt like that could have been a separate interview for another day. But then again, that's probably why they brought him on there, so they can ask him about that. I mean, sometimes people just don't like talking about that kind of stuff. But, like I said, Bud, for the most part, he handled it very well. He was straightforward with his answers. He was transparent. He was articulating himself very well. So shout out to Bud. But yeah, I didn't like that interview myself. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play audio from it because, listen, I'm just not a fan of Gayle King. They all, like what World Combat Sports said, they didn't have to turn it into a Oprah Winfrey like interview and stuff, because they really should have been there to talk about him winning that fight and words of encouragement for kids who want to become boxers. They could have went that direction, not one to dive too deep into his personal life. But that's what I expect to happen, because they do this all the time. All of a sudden you got these people that'll watch this interview. I'm gonna do research, I'm gonna do my own personal documentary on for real. And these may be people that ain't even from the States or something, or didn't even know who Terence Crawford was till they watched that segment. But then they're gonna try to act like they did so much research and been following Terence Crawford his whole career. Oh, they'll make it look sellable and watchable, but it'll be doing research on the humbug. So you know how this works. A lot of y'all, see, I'm just telling y'all how a lot of this stuff works. Don't be so fascinated when you see these type of, online so-called documentaries and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, I just felt like they didn't have to go there. But like I said before, other than that, when they was just keeping it boxing, the Terence Crawford was talking about, Charlo and all this kind of stuff. Like I said, Terence Crawford can weigh his options. The only thing that I am mad about is that, like I said, all these people trying to discredit Sugar Shane Mosley. Now, keep in mind, Sugar Shane Mosley kind of like put out some false information talking about that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence sparred, and Errol Spence got the best of Terence Crawford, and that wasn't true. So then you had people putting out videos saying that, oh, this is why Terence Crawford is gonna lose to Errol Spence, because they sparred, which they never sparred. And then I called Bernie, the boxer, myself, and Bernie, the boxer, said, man, we ain't never sparred with that dude. Said we ain't never sparred that dude. So it was misinformation, but the people that was just, hoping and praying, you know what I'm saying, and doing who knows what, in the bathroom, thinking about Errol Spence, probably was just praying, thinking that was just another angle, or maybe some false reassurance that Terence Crawford was going to lose to Errol Spence. But like I said, a lot of these dudes, they wasn't really believers. They wasn't really believers. Like I said, their whole notion was based off this fight never happened. I think they did decide they knew Terence Crawford. That's that. I'm on Terence Crawford World Cup, the arrows, match 100%. That's on him. Like I said before, if he felt wet drain, he should have stuff, and I'm not gonna let y'all get away with that, because let's just keep it a buck. would people be trying to hear any of this if Terence Crawford was saying that? Would anybody be trying to hear any of this stuff? What would they be saying? Oh, you Terence Crawford fans is just hating. Give Errol Spence his just due. He won the fight fair and square. But now that the dude that they was hoping and praying, won the fight, who didn't win the fight, now all of a sudden it's a damn problem. Now they want to cry about it. Now they want to whine about it. Now they want to come up with every excuse in the book to try to discredit Terence Crawford. And I'm not going to let cornballs get away with it. They doing everything from trying to troll people's channels, trying to bully them and all this kind of stuff, and talking about they from here and they from there and they do this and do that. Look, I'm going to say this so you can understand this once and for all. From a bona fide East Oakland nigga, fuck where you from. Now what? Nobody don't care about that stuff, dude. Like, for real, man. These dudes really think they homeboy on Menace to Society. I better stop talking about Errol Spence or else. Like, man, if you niggas don't get out of here with that stuff, man, like, for real. Like, we don't like how you talking about Errol Spence getting beat. Cause we Errol Spence butt boys. So you gotta stop because we say so. What Michael Blackson say? Try again, motherfucker. Try again, motherfucker. Yeah. So try again. Not gonna happen. I'ma keep, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep hitting y'all with the flamethrower. And ain't a damn thing that y'all can do about it. Except, you know what I'm saying? Except cry and get mad behind your computers. So, I feel like I got at least probably about 2 more weeks of torturing the Errol Spence butt boys because they deserve it. They deserve it. They earned it. And due to the fact that they sitting up here trying to troll people's channel, like, what? I mean, for real, what are you guys, like some kind of law firm or something? Like for real, I'm just like, who the hell do y'all think y'all is? Like, we can't poke for the Errol Spence. Like I said before, if Bud had lost, you'll have these people saying, yeah, we gotta give Errol Spence his credit. Now, hey, it wouldn't have been no excuse. Errol Spence wouldn't have been weight drained if he would have won, right? So I don't want to hear that. He signed the contract. If he couldn't make 147, then he should have won. He should have been winning the 154. And like I said, a lot of things transpired, just leading up to this fight. Errol Spence was the one talking all this, you know what I'm saying, huffing and puffing. He the one that said he didn't need a tune-up. Because he kept saying, he kept huffing and puffing and selling wolf tickets, going into fights with Danny Garcia and Ugas and stuff. But he just made it look like, oh, Terence Crawford was so easy. I don't want to hear this stuff. Oh, well, Errol Spence had been out of the ring for over a year. That's his fault. He had a chance. He could have fought Keith Thurman. He could have fought Keith Thurman like in January or February. He elected not to get into the ring, so that's on him. And then another thing, y'all sitting up here talking about that Terence Crawford need to thank Errol Spence for making the fight. Like, man, like, for real, man. Some of this stuff is real, like, suspect, man. Terence Crawford ain't got to thank Errol Spence for shit. Thanking him for making a fight that he should have made? Like, for real, man, are you dudes delusional or something? Is there some new drug that's going around in the streets that make you stupid or something? Or make you delusional or something? Have you hallucinated or something? Is there some new drug out in the streets that, like, make you temporarily stupid or something? Maybe that's it. And if it is, I don't know, man. Some of y'all Errol Spence butt boys be, you know, I mean, for real, man, you should be like declared legally stupid, because that's how some of y'all have been acting and are acting. Like, for real, y'all can't bully nobody. Nobody don't care where you from, none of that stuff, man. Nobody don't care about that stuff. Nobody care about your empty threats. Nobody care about how much. Nobody care about your fake ass videos, bitch pressing 200, 300, 400 pounds. Because at the end of the day, it's all about it's all about your skills with your hands or your legs. That don't mean nothing. I seen a video where some of them bodybuilder dudes got whooped on by some skinny dudes. So, like I said, none of that stuff worries me. Not impressed, not worried about it whatsoever. So, I'm just saying, man. I didn't like that. I didn't like the interview. But people need to knock it off, man. The better man won. If like I said, Terence Crawford lose down the first time, he didn't even know what round it was. You know you in deep trouble when you get dropped in the second round and then you don't even know what round it is. You are like, what round is it? But like I said before, just hearing all these excuses from these dudes, just like, it's just irritating. All this stuff, the accusations of, you know, loaded gloves, stacking his gloves, being on PEDs and all this kind of stuff. Where did all this come from? Oh, this was your contingency plan. This was your backup plan in case Errol Spence lost the fight. These aerosexuals, they had no intentions on giving Terence Crawford his credit. It was all about Errol Spence winning so they could try to tear down Terence Crawford. And like I said, you guys got your karma, because like I said, at the end of the day, Errol Spence got the Texas T beat out his ass. For real. He got the Texas T beat out of him, and that's just it. And you guys gonna have to accept it. But then again, you won't accept it. Like, it's just excuse after excuse after excuse. And you just look real weak. And somebody need to just keep it 100 with y'all. Y'all looking real weak right now and looking pitiful because you refuse to give a dude his just due. And that's why I'm gonna keep cooking y'all asses and keep putting y'all on the grill, because you know it's fun. You guys are easy work. You know? You easy work. It's just so it's just so easy to just debunk everything that you come with, because you just about putting out BS and a bunch of falsehoods. But you keep doing it, you're gonna keep getting it. And that's just basically it. Anyway, it's your boy Tam. I'm out.